How's it going, everybody? My name is Fernandez with Gallagher Insurance. I have with me today Matt Jakubowski, also with Gallagher Insurance, but instead of on the personal insurance side, he's on the commercial insurance side. Matt, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you taking some time to speak with me. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do at Gallagher?
Yeah, thanks, EJ. This is a great idea. So like EJ said, we at Gallagher, we're a pretty dynamic company, and we bring a lot of value to the table and a lot of different specialists. So my specialty is much more so on the commercial insurance and risk management side. This has been my place of employment my entire career. And what I really focus on is higher risk type operations, folks that really need a trusted advisor, an outsourced partner. One of those industries I do quite a bit in is health and human services.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with commercial. There's so many different niches, and, I know we like to specialize quite a bit. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what's going on in that industry right now? What are some of the changes that you've seen recently?
So obviously there's a lot of change, and keeping up with it is nearly impossible because it changes by the minute.
Right.
But what has been so, interesting and thought-provoking for me is almost all of my clients were deemed essential in this crisis. So there are a few that have a lot of revenue streams that are shut down completely or completely changed. But a lot of them are trying to figure out much more so, how do we continue to exist and serve the populations or clients that we do, and do so in a manner that's safe for those populations, but also safe for our employees and also safe for our employees' families. So there have been so many circumstances where although our clients and have people that are willing to work, maybe they can't come to work because they had a family member who was potentially exposed to the virus, or they had a symptom, and because testing wasn't always as readily available as it's starting to become, they didn't know for a while if they were able to come to work. So it's been really humbling because, overnight as Gallagher, we had 35,000 plus people working from home, which is tremendous and amazing. But my clients do not have that capability. When you serve people and you serve them 24/7, 365, you can't go home, lock your door, and cross your fingers. You actually have to show up. So I really commend most of my clients for taking this head on. And when you see in the news about the heroes, yeah, it's certainly the healthcare workers, it's certainly our first responders, but there are so many other segments out there that should be applauded as well. And a lot of folks in health and human services fit that description.
I agree, man. Yeah, thank you for saying that. And at the same time, obviously, you've had to adapt in order to meet their needs. So what have you had to do differently, the last couple months since we've been working from home to still, be a true advisor for your customers?
Yeah, so when I sit back and think of what my purpose is, why I get out of bed every day, that really hasn't changed, right? We, as insurance and risk advisors, we're there for people in the darkest hour, and we have to give them the confidence and resources to get back up and running, which is what we're doing every day.
Yeah.
But from the actual deliverable side, that's where it has been very different. In our role, we are typically dealing with the C-suite, CEO, president, owner, CFO, et cetera. And those folks are always bombarded and have pretty jam-packed schedules. But what I've realized through this is there's so much uncertainty and so many emails and so much information coming out that those people literally don't have the time to read everything. So I have tried to take the responsibility of weeding through that information and approaching them with what I think is going to be important to them at that moment in time, as a part of being another person cluttering their inbox. So my message from the beginning of this, before I knew where it was going, was not a email, it was a voicemail to all 40 something of my clients saying, guys, I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know all of the answers, but I promise you, I will look for the answers. I will fight for what's best for you, and I will get back to you in a timely manner, which again is what we do all the time. but doing that remotely and not being able to have that connection is very different. But it's still a vital role. So it's still the same purpose at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. Just communication in general is, just amazing how much that can separate you from the next person doing whatever job that you're doing. It's really not too much different in my world either. And that being said, you have, referral partners and clients, all over the place who look to you as a trusted expert in your field, somebody that they trust their business with and their own clients with. So, what are they looking for in someone like you in the health and human services industry?
And that's the favorite part of my job is bringing value to people and helping other people, whether it be a referral partner, family member, friend, and obviously clients. But to me, it's pretty simple. People want integrity. When I look at some things that have come out, whether it be via competitors or people in different industries during this crisis, and people trying to, become opportunist or maybe mislead the public about information, it's really disappointing. But I know that the people that I deal with and have great rapport with don't buy into that. What's crazy about these times is there's 50 different governors, and then there's the federal government, and each state regulates our industry differently, and each governor says something different every day, and sometimes it's different from what he or she said the week before, and it changes what our clients need to expect from us, and it's an ever evolving and fluid issue. I think there's a lot of people out there that are trying to take advantage of that uncertainty and prey on fear to try and get new business and things like that. But to me, what people really want is someone with integrity and someone who's looking out for them. And I, work my hardest to do that every single day.
Yep. Well, I mean, that, goes right into my next question, final question, which is why Gallagher? And I think this is probably something that we share about why we work at the company that we work at.
Sure. So I've always wanted to be in an industry or in a profession where I make an impact on somebody else's life. And to be blunt, the clients that I work for, they, in my eyes, make much more of an impact in society than I ever will. But I am a trusted advisor, and when I do a good job, my clients, are able to meet their goals much easier. And what Gallagher has always been for me is a company that provides resources, that invests in its people, that invests in data and technology, which is the way of the future. But also, it's a company that allows its people to act in an entrepreneurial way. So I manage my own little enterprise, which is my book of business, which is my life day in and day out. And Gallagher is my, backbone that gives me the resources, gives me the training, and gives me the innovation to be better than the next guy. So that to me is what makes us so unique. Is specific to this, we've been unbelievably nimble and had 35,000 people working from home within a few days across the world, and continued resources and allowing me to operate and care for my customers in the way that I choose. That's a pretty cool and unique thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. All of the tenets of the Gallagher way, that was what kind of got me over here in the first place, and I truly believe in them. So thanks for joining me on here. Appreciate it, man. I will throw your contact information in kind of the comments of this when I post it, and hopefully we can do something like this again as things change and keep our clients updated. So, have a good rest of the day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely, my friend. Take care.